morning. Welcome to Tribune News on your go-to morning news source, only here at the Daily Tribune. We're live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Daily Tribune PH on YouTube, and the Daily Tribune Official on TikTok. For today's headlines. Tensions flared at the House Justice Committee hearing on the impeachment of Sara Duterte as Rodante Marcoleta questioned the supplemental affidavit of detained witness Ramil Madriaga. The Department of Energy is seeking U.S. approval to secure additional crude supply from Russia for Petron Corporation amid disruption caused by the Strait of Hormuz blockade. Motorists called to cut or suspend fuel excise taxes were rejected, with the Department of Finance saying the move would have a minimal impact on the broader economy. Retired military and police officials have asked the Supreme Court of the Philippines to compel disclosure of the health status of Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and require him to undergo a hair follicle drug test. The Climate Change Commission stressed the need to localize the National Adaptation Plan to LGUs to better address rising heat risks and intensifying heat indices. Lawmakers were told that fuel price hikes are applied immediately, even on cheaper existing stocks, due to the industry's replacement cost pricing, which ensures suppliers can restock at current market rates. Beanie turned challenges into triumph at their Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival debut, delivering a breakthrough performance that marked a major moment for Filipino music on the global stage. TNT Tropang 5G secured a second straight win after edging Blackwater Bossing 99-94 in the Philippine Basketball Association Commissioner's Cup. Today is the 15th of April 2026, Wednesday, and I'm Eliana Lacap bringing you today's top stories. Let's kick things off with today's weather. Typhoon Sinlaku has weakened according to Pag-asa. As of 3 a.m. Wednesday, it was located 2,550 kilometers east of central Luzon with maximum sustained winds of 175 kilometers per hour and gusts of up to 215 kilometers per hour, moving northward at 10 kilometers per hour. Meanwhile, Metro Manila and the rest of the country will experience partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms. Due to localized thunderstorms, Pag-asa warns of possible flash floods or landslides during severe thunderstorms. Now for our traffic update. Light traffic is reported at Balintawak Toll Plaza, Mindanao Toll Plaza, Bukawi Toll Plaza, and San Fernando northbound and southbound lanes. All other areas of NLEX, SATEX, and NLEX connector, including toll plazas and interchanges, are also experiencing light traffic. Now let's move on to this morning's headlines. Tensions erupted during the House Justice Committee hearing on the impeachment of Sara Duterte as Rodante Marcoleta questioned the credibility of detained witness Ramil Madriaga's affidavit, citing gaps in evidence. Committee Chair Gervil Luistro limited discussions to probable cause, cutting off lines of questioning on motive and credibility, with Marcoleta's remarks ordered stricken. Madriaga alleged cash deliveries and political operations linked to Duterte's family, but Duterte's lawyer Paulo Panelo Jr. dismissed the claims as fabricated. Observers say the outcome may hinge on political numbers in Congress and the Senate, with implications for 2028. The Department of Energy is seeking additional crude oil supply from Russia for Petron Corporation, as global fuel markets remain strained due to disruptions tied to the Middle East conflict and the Strait of Hormuz blockade. Energy Secretary Sharon Garin said a request for extended U.S. sanctions relief has been relayed to allow possible continued purchases of Russian oil already in transit, though no response has been received. Petron, which supplies about 30% of the local fuel market, recently secured 2.5 million barrels, but about 4 million barrels were cancelled. Officials are now exploring alternative sources to ensure energy security. Now, motorists will not see a suspension or reduction of excise taxes on gasoline and diesel, after the Department of Finance said such measures would offer limited relief but heavy revenue loss. Finance Secretary Frederick Goh said any fuel price cuts from lower excise taxes would be minimal and offset by global market forces. The DOF estimated about 136 billion pesos in lost revenue if taxes are suspended, noting only kerosene and LPG taxes were lifted to ease household costs. While some estimates show possible 6 to 10 peso per liter reductions, the government prefers targeted aid, having already spent over 125 billion pesos on subsidies and support programs. Now, a group of retired military and police officials under the United People's Initiative has asked the Supreme Court to compel Malacanang to disclose the true state of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s health and require a hair follicle drug test. In a petition for mandamus, the group said the Constitution requires transparency on serious illnesses, citing national security concerns, and called for regular medical bulletins. They also named several executive offices as respondents. Malacanang maintains the president is in good health, while the Supreme Court has yet to act on the petition amid ongoing online rumors. Climate Change Commission is urging the local government units to localize the National Adaptation Plan 2023 to 2050 to address rising urban heat and drought risks in the Philippines. At the Urban Heat and Drought Summit 2026 in Quezon City, officials said the national framework must be translated into community-level action to be effective. The CCC warned that extreme heat with heat index levels reaching up to 46 degrees Celsius in Quezon City in recent years is already affecting health and services. The plan calls for stronger national and local coordination to build long-term climate resilience toward 2050. Now, lawmakers were told in congressional hearings on the energy crisis that fuel price increases are immediately reflected at the pump, even for existing lower-cost stocks due to replacement cost pricing mechanism tied to global market rates. At a lead committee briefing, Representative Arthur Yap proposed a financing-based solution instead of subsidies, urging state banks like Land Bank and DBP to extend long-term or syndicated loans to oil firms. The plan would spread procurement costs for up to 10 years to reduce sudden price spikes. The proposal is part of efforts to stabilize pump prices amid volatile global oil markets. Now, Filipino girl group BINI made a breakthrough global moment after a strong Coachella 2026 debut, turning early set uncertainty into a high-energy showcase at the Mojave stage, with support from Filipino and international fans. The group performed a 45-minute 10-song set featuring hits like Pantropico and Salamin Salamin, blending modern pop with Filipino cultural elements such as kulintang and kubing. The performance drew a loud, flag-waving crowd and strong online praise, marking a major milestone for original Filipino music on the global festival stage. Now, TNT Tropang 5G stretched its winning run to 2 after edging Blackwater Bossing 99-94 in the PBA Commissioner's Cup on Tuesday at the Inares Center in Antipolo. Import Bol powered TNT with 48 points and 11 rebounds on 15 of 24 shooting, lifting the team to a 4-2 record. Blackwater nearly stole it late after a 9-0 run cut the lead to 95-94, but Calvin Aftana answered with a go-ahead layup in the final 12 seconds. Bol then sealed it at the line as the TNT held off Robert Upshaw III's 36-point effort in a 1-5 Blackwater loss. Now, a quick look at today's horoscope. Today calls for clarity and financial focus, Pisces. Long-standing money matters may finally come up for resolution. While financial prosperity is possible, lingering monetary concerns may also cause some stress. Address these issues promptly to improve your chances of success. Stay calm, think clearly, and make informed decisions with a steady mindset to move forward wisely. Now, Tribune, did you know on April 15th in 2013, two pressure cooker bombs exploded near the finish line of the Boston Marathon along Boylston Street, killing 3 spectators and injuring more than 260 people, some suffering life-altering injuries and amputations. The attack turned one of the world's most iconic races into a scene of chaos and devastation. The suspects, brothers Tamerlan Tasranev and Jokhar Tasranev, were later identified through FBI surveillance images. A massive 4-day manhunt followed across the Boston area. During the search, an MIT police officer was killed, and the brothers engaged in a violent confrontation with law enforcement in Watertown. Tamerlan died from injuries sustained in the shootout, while Jakar escaped but was later discovered hiding in a boat in a backyard. He was captured on April 19th, ending the lockdown of the Boston area. Now, we all daydream and make scenarios in our heads, but sometimes it goes a little too far. Like in this morning's viral, the TikTok video has racked up 5.4 million views. In the clip, the user writes, POV, gumawa ka ng eksena sa utak mo tapos na-react mo, then proceeds to act it out in a hilariously over-the-top way. Netizens flooded the comments with some relating and others finding it funny, including one comment that read, minsan natatakot na rin ako sa sarili ko, among other reactions. That's all for now, mga katribo. Join us again at 1 o'clock p.m. for more updates. This has been Eliana Lacap for Tribune News on Q.